We, the people of Nigeria, we're also speaking loudly that we're not just going to retire the one godfather that has lasted for 23 years, but that we're going to retire the entire establishment of PDAPC that has held us in captivity, that has kept us in poverty, that has weaponized poverty, that even went ahead to steal palliatives that was given to citizens, not by them. It was bought by corporate bodies. They hoarded it. Some even had their faces on it, waiting to use it for their birthday.
Hi everyone, welcome on board to Helper.tv.
This is deep. This is explosive. This is called Bombshell. I want you to stay from the beginning of it till the end of it. You're about to hear what you have never heard before. Seyi Tinibu, the son of the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinibu. As you all know, Godwin Emefiele disgraced, ousted out former CBN governor, who is presently in the custody of the DSS. He has been taken to the court when he screamed and he shouted via his legal team. If not, he will be kept in the custody of the DSS. Godwin Emefiele is not a man that you can talk about integrity and tag his name to it. He has his own dealings, and we saw some of this. In fact, he has some dealings with the so-called richest man in Africa and some other people. We are talking about millions of dollars. Now, Seyi Tinibu, according to the report that landed on our desk, collected millions of dollars from embattled former CBN governor Godwin Emefiele before he was suspended and arrested by the officials of the Department of State Security, DSS, otherwise known as SSS. Now, the report is this. Seyi Tinibu was interrogated by the DSS and he confessed collecting money from Emefiele, but the DSS kept quiet on the actual amount of dollars that Seyi Tinibu took from Godwin Emefiele. Until date, they have done nothing about it. Now, Emefiele is still incarcerated. Did Seyi Tinibu return the money back to the coffers of the Nigerian government? Of course, obviously, his father is the president of Nigeria, and we know how it works. Now, let me break it down to those who might not understand what this is all about. Emefiele, whilst trying to become president of Nigeria and also trying to kind of help or assist or kind of throw some goodwill towards his tribesmen, because there are accusations of him sponsoring or being involved in money with some, proscribed group in Nigeria, IPOB, Eastern Security Network, and all of that. Now, the accusation that was put forward is that he had weapons on him that was not legit or legal. And this accusation kept on and on. Now, if the government is to trash this accusation, there are certain people that will go down too. One of them is the so-called richest man in Africa, Dangote. And also, the son of the president, Seyi Tinibu. Now, you might want to ask, what was the purpose of it? Why will Emefiele give money to Seyi Tinibu? Was it to help to beg his father, should his father become president of Nigeria? Now, some have called these dark dealings with Godwin Emefiele. Now, let us look at the dealing between Emefiele and the richest man in Africa, Dangote. Emefiele will come up with foreign exchange and say $1 or 200 naira or 500 naira equals to this X amount of dollars. But he will give his friends. Of course, not for free. With some percentage into his own pocket, he will give them this exchange rate at a lower point. And this is double standard. Aside this, Emefiele also helped to launder money. He helped using his office, his capacity to move money around, and many other dirty dealings. Emefiele bribed certain individuals, paid some people. Now, what is this millions of dollars that Godwin Emefiele gave to Seyi Tinibu? I'm sure that's the question. That's the question. People want to know, what is this all about? Some have called this baseless. They say it is not true. They say, in what capacity will Seyi Tinibu get millions of dollars off from Emefiele? Well, as you know, there are a lot of dealings that goes on the ground in Nigeria. Foreign exchange, bribery, and many other things are involved. There are certain things that Emefiele will need to do. He will need to pay certain people so as to be able to carry this out. There are certain individuals who somehow have some bank accounts that can carry heavy money. Emefiele does transactions, does a lot of these things. So, in what capacity? What is it? What is the service offered by Seyi Tinibu to Emefiele? Or did Bola Ahmed Tinubu go through his own son accessing Emefiele? Well, Emefiele is not dumb. If he is going to transact with Seyi Tinibu, he knows, illegal transaction. He knows that Seyi Tinibu, regardless of whatever it is not his father, but his father could work through him. But will Bola Ahmed Tinubu work through his son? I'm kind of thinking that this will be highly impossible. This will be highly impossible. So, Emefiele paid Seyi Tinibu probably at the last minute to help speak to his father. Now, let us proceed further. Apart from the very expensive house that Seyi Tinibu bought, now, according to this report, Abuja empty houses with billions. If you know of any house in Abuja with soldiers or police as guards and no one is living inside, it is a warehouse of stolen funds. Most politicians no longer keep money in the banks. They buy a house, get police or military personnel to guard the house and keep the money there in several metal boxes. Some have on the ground in those houses where the funds are kept. They go there at the thick of the night to either withdraw or deposit. Dollars, pounds, and naira in billions are in houses in Abuja, Asokoro, Maitama, Wuse, especially Jabi. Now, I want you to pay attention to this video you're about to hear. Pay attention to it. Like and share this video. Tap on the subscription button. Tap on the notification bell. Let's get right into it.
We have been told that we cannot do it. We have been told that we are new to the game. We have been told that politics is not for the young people. What do we know about politics? Right from when our principal, moved from the PDP, to the Labour Party. It's been, all of these comments, coming from PDAPC, the Siamese twins, So, however, we have news for them. And our principal has proven to be a man of great strength, strength of character, a man of great capacity, a competent man, a man who has the capacity to take us from consumption to production, a man of great courage. Do you know what it means to move from a supposedly leading party to an unknown party just in 8 months? And he's been able to become the conversation, even when the media wasn't courting him, even when the media was disregarding him, even when the media was calling all his supporters names. But now he is the beautiful bride. He has become the force. He has become the conversation. It's because of our principal, Mr. Petrobi, a man who has great compassion and empathy. He embodies the 5 C's that you look for in a leader, a man who has offered himself, a man who keeps taking himself to the people, not a man who is running away from the people, not a man whom we don't see him talk to us, not a man who clearly tells us he's bigger than the country that he wants to govern. That's the reason why he cannot sit down and be questioned. But Peter Obi has made himself available to the people, and they're saying that whom they have had as a godfather in Lagos for 23 years, they're going to retire him and all the structures that they have around around them. And not just that, we, the people of Nigeria, we're also speaking loudly that we're not just going to retire the one godfather that has lasted for 23 years, but that we're going to retire the entire establishment of PDAPC that has held us in captivity, that has kept us in poverty, that has weaponized poverty, that even went ahead to steal palliatives that was given to citizens, not by them. It was bought by corporate bodies. They hoarded it. Some even had their faces on it, waiting to use it for their birthdays. So these two Siamese twins that have brought us nothing but pain. When you said the past 2 weeks have been hellish, no, hero, the past 8 years has been hellish for Nigerians. There is no longer a middle class in Nigeria. It has been erased completely. And that is why we want to erase the PDAPC too, so that we can begin to have a Nigeria that will function, a Nigeria that will work for all, a Nigeria that when we come out and we say we're Nigerians, people will be proud to hold that green passport as our principles.
Now, let us go to an update. It is that of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. He has been in the detention of the DSS for a long time. Of course, we have Sunday Igbowo also. Sunday Adeyemo Igbowo is on exile. We do not know if he will be returning anytime soon. Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer said that the government itself, the federal government, is not respecting its own government, its own arm of government, which includes the judiciary. The court already ruled. Why is the government not respecting the rule of law? Let us listen to what he has to say.
From scenario playing out now, Nnamdi Kanu issued an order from DSS dungeon where it's being detained, and that order is being obeyed in the entire Southeast today. That tells you simply that whosoever is frustrating, preventing his release, or who is refusing him to be released in line with the law of court, are those who are encouraging this rascality, criminality, and violence going on in the entire Southeast. Because our people likes him and they listen to him. So if he's out now today, that will bring the total peace to the entire Southeast. And we're not asking for much. What we're asking the federal government to do is just simply to obey the judgment of the Court of Appeal. That's all. That's all, because it has been discharged by the judgment of the Court of Appeal delivered on the 13th of October 2022. Then they appeal against that judgment, which is now coming up for hearing on September 14th. So today there is no order of court legitimizing his continued detention in the custody of the SDSS. So we are going back to Supreme Court on 14th of September. What we are asking the federal government to do, in simple wisdom, obey the court, the judgment of the court of Court of Appeal, their own court. That's all. Okay. And what is playing out now has shown that if Nnamdi Kanu is released today, because our people loves him,
right?
Then that will bring the total peace to the Southeast.
Yeah. In that case, recall that it's not this current administration that detained him. If you're saying the federal government should obey the court order, that's an order. But then, what briefing have you had with the current?
It's continuing.
I know that. Yeah, just hold on. I know that. But then, but some would say that you need the current administration. You need to give the current administration some time to settle in and then get proper briefing. Have you had a round table with the current administration?
But let me just say this. You see, we are talking about respect to the rule of law and order of court. Okay. We have gone beyond certain stage now. We are at the stage where the Court of Appeal, Court of Intermediate Jurisdiction, has made a pronouncement. It's not an order, it's a judgment of the Court of Appeal. So government must respect that order. Now, as it stands today, there is no charge today pending against him in any court in Nigeria. And that judgment said, do not charge him before any court. He cannot be charged before any court on any offense, any indictment whatsoever. Release him unconditionally. That's what the judgment of the Court of Appeal says. It's not my own judgment. It's the Court of Appeal that wrote it. And it's a unanimous judgment. So are you telling me that you're going to set aside the judgment of the Court of Appeal and go into a roundtable discussion with the federal government? What I'm asking the government to do is to obey their own court order and court judgment. That's all.
That is all. That is all. But of course, obviously, they are not obeying the court order. I want you to like and share this video. It's very important. Let it go viral. Tap on the notification bell. Tap on the subscription button. It's very important. Use the text button, tap on it to encourage us to do more. See you in the next update.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel, and if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.